got the product, you've got the pitch deck, but the second investors start asking about your financials, you freeze. If that's you, you're not alone. I've seen brilliant founders walk into investor meetings fully prepared, only to lose their confidence the moment the conversation turns to the financial model. It is not because their business isn't strong, it's because their financial model has gaps that shake their confidence and leave investors with more questions than answers. In this video, I'm going to break down the 5 biggest things that kill founders' confidence when pitching financials. These are the mistakes and blind spots that I see over and over again, and they're 100% fixable. I'll show you exactly how to identify them, clean them up, and walk into investor meetings knowing your numbers. Now, the same approach helped forecaster clients like Wasted go from model anxiety to raising $5 million with total confidence, and you can do the same. Now, the first confidence killer is assumption anxiety. If you've ever felt nervous presenting your financials to investors, you're not alone. One of the biggest confidence killers in the room is what I call assumption anxiety, and nearly every founder experiences it at some point. It shows up when your projections have unclear growth drivers, unsupported numbers, or unrealistic expectations. You might believe deeply in where your business is headed, but when investors start asking questions like, how did you arrive at this number, or what's driving this growth, and you don't have a clear answer, it's easy to freeze up. That anxiety comes from not feeling fully prepared to explain the why behind your numbers. The good news is that this is fixable. Every assumption in your model should be grounded in either real data or a clear testable strategy. Now, if you don't have historicals yet, lean on industry benchmarks to support your assumptions. If a key growth driver isn't proven today, outline your plan to validate it over time. What matters most is showing investors that your projections are grounded in logic and thoughtful planning. When you take the time to build that structure, you're going to walk into investor meetings with clarity, confidence, and a sense of control. And investors will feel that. Investors don't expect certainty. What they're looking for is thoughtful planning, sound logic, and a clear understanding of how your business will grow. If you've struggled with assumption anxiety, you're not the only one. But with the right structure in place, you'll be able to speak to your numbers with confidence and handle investor questions with ease. If you like the first tip, do me a favor and hit the subscribe button and the bell to get notified whenever I drop new videos. The second confidence killer is formula fear. This one shows up when your spreadsheet looks fine on the surface, but underneath, it's a tangle of complex spreadsheets, hidden calculations, manual errors, and inconsistent formulas. And the moment an investor asks a question that forces you to dig into those layers, everything starts to feel shaky. Now, I've worked with founders who had real traction, but their models were built in a way that made it really hard to follow. Numbers pulled from 5 different tabs with no clear structure and assumptions mixed with formulas. When you embed assumptions directly into your formulas, like hard coding growth rates or pricing or something like that, it becomes harder to audit and update or explain your model. So instead, keep assumptions separate and reference them with clear named inputs. And that way your model stays transparent and flexible and really easy to understand. Investors want to feel confident that you understand your numbers and that the model can stand up to questions. If they get lost trying to follow the logic, they'll start wondering what else is hidden under the hood. And here's how to fix it. Keep things clean and consistent. Don't let your formulas live in 10 different places with 10 different rules. Separate assumptions from calculations. Create a single tab for inputs and let the rest of your model reference it. Avoid hidden calculations. So if a number is critical, you want to make it visible. Eliminate manual errors by locking formulas and clearly labeling everything. Make sure every formula can be explained in plain English. If it takes more than a few seconds to walk through it, then simplify it. A clear model gives you control. When you know exactly how every number flows, you can answer questions with confidence, and that's what builds trust in the room. Today's video is brought to you by Forecaster. Now, I created Forecaster after seeing entrepreneurs struggle with their financials. Many would refresh their bank accounts every day, they'd stress over cash flow, and they'd try to cobble together these clunky spreadsheets to try to understand their business. And when it came to fundraising, things got even harder, leading to confusing financial plans that really hurt their credibility with investors. That's why we built Forecaster. It's world-class software designed to make your numbers clear, attract investment, and to help you grow faster with the power of data. Plus, every customer is paired with an expert financial coach to guide them every step of the way. Click the link below for a free 30-minute discovery session with our team. If you're a fit to move forward, we'll throw in a free 10 hours of analyst time, which covers the full cost of your onboarding into our software. Now, we only take 50 new customers per month, so claim your spot today. Spots are very limited. The third confidence killer is market questions. Now, this is where founders often get caught off guard because investors aren't just scanning your numbers. They're asking, do you really understand the market that you're playing in? And if your answers feel vague or inflated, then your credibility takes a hit. Now, this usually starts with vague TAM numbers. Founders toss out billion-dollar market sizes without a clear breakdown of who's actually buying and how much they're spending or how the business is realistically positioned to capture that demand. A big TAM might sound impressive, but if it's not specific and defensible, investors are going to tune out. Then come the weak competitive moats. Listing competitors aren't enough. You have to show how you're meaningfully different. Why will somebody choose you over the status quo? What's stopping a competitor from copying your solution tomorrow? And if you can't answer that confidently, you risk looking like just another option in a crowded space. And then there's unclear unit economics. If you can't explain how much it costs to acquire a customer or how long they stick around or how much profit they generate, investors will assume that the economics don't work. And all of this is tied together by poor market validation. You might believe that there's demand, but investors need to see evidence. Early traction, pre-sales, strong conversion rates, even direct customer interviews. These things prove people care about what you're building. So how do you fix it? You bring the market into your model. Tie your assumptions to real research. Break down your TAM into a clear, addressable segment and show how you're different and why that matters. Demonstrate a solid grasp on your numbers and the market forces shaping them. And when you do that, you show investors that you've done your homework, that you understand your market, and that you're prepared to win in a big competitive landscape. The fourth confidence killer is update uncertainty. This one shows up when your projections are outdated, your model's static, and your numbers are no longer reflecting how your business is actually performing. It usually starts with a strong initial model. You build a model early so it makes sense for where you are. But as the business evolves, your pricing changes and expenses increase and your team grows, your strategy shifts, and the model gets left behind. And what once felt accurate now starts to raise questions. Outdated projections, inconsistent historicals, and slow updates send clear signal to investors. You're not actively managing the financial side of your business. And when that happens, confidence fades fast. The way to fix this is to build a dynamic model that adapts to market changes. This means setting a regular cadence for updating key inputs monthly or quarterly so that your model stays relevant. And if you're using accounting software, integrate wherever you can. If not, set aside dedicated time to review and refresh. An up-to-date model makes decision-making faster, conversations smoother, and investor meetings more productive. And it reinforces what they're hoping to see, that you're financially disciplined and operationally focused. The fifth confidence killer is story struggle. Your numbers are important, but they can't stand on their own. If there's no clear narrative connecting it all, investors will struggle to see the bigger picture. Now, this one shows up whenever your model lacks context. When key milestones are missing, the growth path is unclear, or your assumptions feel disconnected from the actual strategy. And when that happens, momentum stalls because investors aren't just evaluating the math, they're deciding whether they believe in your business. A lot of founders treat fundraising like a transaction. You present the numbers, prove that there's traction, and move on. But fundraising is a negotiation. And like any negotiation, it's built on trust and belief. And the best way to build both is through storytelling. Your financial model is just one part of the pitch. What truly wins investors over is your ability to show why your business matters, why you're the right team to build it, and what success looks like, and how you're going to get there. It should be personal. It should be rooted in a mission, and the numbers should reinforce that mission, not replace it. So as you build or revisit your model, don't just ask, are these numbers accurate? Ask, do these numbers tell the story I want investors to believe in? Connect every number to your story. Because when your assumptions are clear, your milestones are defined, and your vision is grounded in both passion and proof, you build conviction. And that's what turns a meeting into a commitment. Facing a room full of investors can be intimidating, especially when they start grilling you about your financial projections. But now that you know the 5 confidence killers, you're equipped to walk into investor meetings with confidence. Now, if you want to learn the 3 financial modeling mistakes that cost you millions, click on this link and I'll see you over there.